it up. It's The Record Machine with your host, Jimmy Howell.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from The Penetrators, lead singer Jack Lipton and multi-instrumentalist and vocalist Elliot Spike Kagan. So how you guys doing?
Just great.
We're doing real good. Past couple years, we've been writing and recording a bunch of really great new songs. And we're pointing to getting an album out, I guess in the not too distant future. And in recent months, we've been working with a Mr. Dennis Tuning of Code 213 Records. Mm-hmm. And we've had some chart success, largely thanks to Dennis. And been having a lot of fun and doing some neat stuff.
Nice. Yeah, number one on the Radio Indie Alliance chart, national chart for 4 weeks in a row.
Wow.
So that's kind of a cool achievement.
Very cool. So you guys, tell me about your musical backgrounds. When did you guys start playing music, and who were some of the bands that you've played with?
Well, I'll let Elliot go first.
Well, yeah, I mean, it basically started off... I was, doing solo recording down in my folks' basement in Syracuse, New York. Just because I was very into rock music at the time. We're going back to like the early 70s, late 60s, recording on analog tape recorders, reel-to-reel tape recorders, and by around 1976, I think we did our first song together as the Penetrators, Jack and I. It was just kind of a lark, that hey, let's form a group and put together some tracks that we can release as 45s or shop them around to talent brokers or whoever. And that was Gotta Have Her. And basically we didn't really think that much about how we were going to perform live. It was just Jack and myself doing things in the studio. And, it just kind of took off from there. But yeah, we've been recording and actually playing out also since the late 70s. That's over 45 years now.
Wow.
And we've had a modicum of success. We're kind of an underground sensation. Lately, we've gotten a bit more above ground. But especially with working with Dennis Tuning, I think this will be our fifth. We're working on our fifth release as far as a CD or an album. But yeah, our first album came out in '89. Kings of Basement Rock, kind of a cult classic, and then we had a quiet time there, and but that led to the Basement Anthology CD on Swami Records in 2005, where basically a group of our albums that had come out since then, since '89. Were also compiled onto a CD, Greatest Anthology Hits type package. And we kept recording and playing out rock revival activities. Jack and I basically playing live with backup bands that would be there and show up and knew our songs and were fans of ours. So yeah, we've been doing this for quite a while, and it's been mostly the support of the record labels to put these releases out, and we just felt the desire to keep recording over the years, and definitely we're still writing songs and recording. In fact, the latest one, we're not sure what the title's going to be, but it's definitely going to feature the ones that have been getting the airplay within the last 6 months or so, especially the Time Is Mine, which is a Sonny Vincent and the Testers song that we've had really good success with doing a cover of his great song. So Sonny is a big fan of ours, and we've collaborated with him on some CDs. And Jack has actually, performed guest lead vocals with Sonny in Rochester. And we've been, just making some good connections in the rock and roll world among our peers. Mm-hmm. And that's just been really rewarding that people still remember us and like our music, and we've gotten a sizable presence on the social media, which is our main focus, mainly through Facebook.
Cool.
To get our word out. So
nice.
But yeah, that's kind of the thing we're into these days.
What about you, Jack?
Well, I would add some stuff to what Eliot said I'd say in recent years, but actually it goes back quite a while now. Mm-hmm. A big thing for us was getting to know a local musician in the area better. His name is Mark Doyle, and particularly with the newer things in the past several years, Mark's an important part of that.
He's our co-producer on this latest effort, and he's been recording with us for over 20 years now. So, yeah, definitely gotten to work with him quite a bit.
Quick 2 cents on Mark. He got on the national scene on RCA Records with a Syracuse area band called Juke and Bone, and he's worked with Meatloaf, Hall & Oates, Judy Collins, and just an array of national talent. Mm-hmm. So it's always a thrill and an honor to work with him. I was fortunate. I think like 12 years ago, I was asked to join his band of that time called Mark Doyle and the Maniacs. I was with them for a couple years, and I did the first 2 Maniacs albums with them. So that was a great thrill for me to be involved with that. And Time Is Mine, Skateboard Girl, all these newer tracks you're hearing. Mark is, for the most part, playing the lead guitar and other things. Mm-hmm. And he's become an honorary penetrator. Nice. After I did Maniacs there for another couple years, I did my own little band called Jack Penetrator Band, and primarily played the local Syracuse area. Mm-hmm. And in recent years, pretty much just been recording with Eliot and getting some great results. The product is getting better and better. I gotta pinch myself sometimes, but the product is really pretty good the past couple years.
Well, I think the technological advances in the state of the art has really helped us out.
Yeah.
Every 10 years or so, there's advances, and we're actually doing a session tomorrow with Mark. So, that's kind of, we'll have another 3 songs ready for perusal by our label head, Dennis Tuning. And, we hope to have some more songs out fairly soon. So, yeah, we're looking forward to that. Definitely.
Very cool. Now, I believe every band or artist is influenced by someone. Who are some of your influences, guys?
Well, speaking for myself, my favorite singer is Eric Burdon.
Nice.
And I was certainly very influenced by the Rolling Stones. I really like Jim Morrison's vocals. I like that mid to late 60s groove there. Mm-hmm. And my heart and soul is in that time period, and those are some of my big influences right there. How about you, Eliot?
Pretty much the same. You tend to lean more toward the vocalists. I think Mick Jagger was more of a vocal influence for me in many regards, and especially the Rolling Stones, but also the 60s punk, the Nuggets era songs were really big influences, especially on our early recordings. And we get lumped in sometimes with proto-punk, if you will, because we were right about the same time as the Velvet Underground, Lou Reed, and Iggy and the Stooges. So, that's kind of nice to be thought of in the same breath as those guys. So we'll take it where we can find it, so to speak. Proto-punk, if you will. We're basically garage rock is what most people would categorize us as.
As Eliot just said, we've, from new wave to punk to proto-punk, we also get thrown into garage rock a lot. Mm-hmm. But, a lot of it is just, Rolling Stones based and Nuggets based, and I guess call it what you will, but, whatever gets the music out there, that's what it takes.
Awesome. Now, this podcast is going to feature two of your tracks, Time Is Mine, the cover you mentioned earlier, and Skateboard Girl. What's the story behind Skateboard Girl, and what made you cover Time Is Mine?
Well,
You want to take that? Yeah, all right.
I'll take this one. Basically, oh, jeepers. Time flies. Right, guys?
Yeah,
4
definitely.
years ago or 4.5 years ago, I was Facebook friends with Sonny, and I get a message one morning, and he said, Jack, I'm playing a tour. Can you help set me up for a gig in your area? So I said, Sonny, I'll get right on it. And he ended up playing the Bug Jar in Rochester, New York, which is a nice punk-oriented club there. And I went out to see him. I met his band. I got to do a song with them. And we formed a friendship that night. And that's led to different things. We've been included in three. We've been included in 3 of these collections that Sonny puts out from time to time. And I remember we had just gotten a track on, I think it was collection number 1, and I considered ourselves honored and, we just thrilled to be on it. And he's got another one coming out. And I said, I'm not even going to try for that. I don't want to push my luck. I don't want to be too pushy or anything. We're on this first one. That's more than good enough. And I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. And then he contacted us a while later, and he said, geez, I thought for sure you'd want to be on the second one here, too. And I said, whoa, yeah, definitely. And he said, well, I'm going to save some time for you. You guys are going to be like the very last track. How long is it going to take you to do this? And I said, oh, my God, we'll get right on it. And the result was Time Is Mine. So I'm so glad that happened. I love that track. I really believe that track has a lot of future potential to it. It really rocks, and it really hits all the right spots. That's the story on that one. Elliot, you want to talk about Skateboard Girl?
Well, yeah, I just happened to see, this, I think she's like 8 or 10-year-old girl in my apartment complex, running around on a skateboard, and I thought, geez, that could be the title of a song, Skateboard Girl, and so we just started writing lyrics. I had some music kind of in mind for it, and yeah, I mean the writing of the songs, it's been, over the years it used to be mainly me. Or Jack would sometimes come in with some lyrics, but now it's a lot more cooperative. I'll have a bit, and Jack will add his part, and we came up with the lyrics. And what was really fun was including this local musician that I've gotten to know, who is into kind of new age trance world music, who plays recorder and didgeridoo, and I had her play a recorder part on the Skateboard Girl song. That's kind of one special part of that song, is that it features the recorder stylings of this artist Friana, who I also produced a CD of hers in the last year or so. So, there's further musical collaborations going on between me and, other people besides me and Jack. So, but yeah, we just I guess the song, I'm thinking there might be a sequel to Skateboard Girl called Pizza Man, and still working on that one. But basically, he's one of Skateboard Girl's fans, and he has a pizza truck, one of those lunch trucks outside the park where she, goes to the skateboard ramps and does her thing. And, we might get an insight into his view on the whole thing. So look forward to that track sometime in the future.
Nice.
So,
now, your single, Time Is Mine, is getting rave reviews, and it's been charted in the top 10 on several radio stations. How does it make you feel when you record a song and get so many positive reviews, and then to have a song chart in the top 10? It moved several positions in the top 10, right? Is it to number one?
It was number one for 4 weeks in a row on the national chart. The individual stations, it would be in the top 10 for quite a while. I think we're still in the top 10 of some radio shows out there. So, yeah, that's kind of very gratifying, to say the least,
That, yeah.
You never know how it's going to turn out. That one just, always had a special feel to it. And, we did some tinkering with, the vocal balance and such for this final version that you're hearing now on the radio. And, that's that third set of ears Dennis Tuning, brings to the table. He'll suggest a little more vocal than what we normally would do our mixes with. So that's kind of been interesting, learning that from him and his seasoned ears, if you will.
Cool.
Jim, you caught my interest there with part of what you said. Time Is Mine has certainly gotten a lot of chart success, as you've just mentioned, and that was a super, super great feeling, especially, number one for 4 weeks. We were all pretty psyched, to say the least. I've seen a lot of positive comments on Facebook, a lot of them. But, maybe I've just been looking in the wrong places, but if you saw it actually reviewed anywhere, I'd appreciate it if you either emailed me or Facebooked me the review. Believe it or not, I haven't seen any. And that's something I'd be interested in seeing. In fact, anyone listening to your show, I'm guessing it probably has been reviewed a couple places. If anyone has got a review of our version of Time Is Mine, if you could send it to Jim and maybe send it on to us. But I haven't seen too much as far as print regarding the song.
Some of the DJs, have said things like in comments, great song and a great song made even greater by this cover, which was nice, because we didn't necessarily set out to outdo Sonny's version. We were just trying to do like a nice tribute for one of his tribute CDs, and
right. Well, Elliot's right. Some of the DJs proper have had some kind words. In particular, Bill Kelly said some really nice stuff. I believe he said this is a bona fide hit, and some other stuff. So yes, the DJs have certainly chimed in, especially Bill Kelly. But just in other forms of media or something, still hoping to see a couple reviews here and there. So we'll see what happens.
Maybe I misworded what I was trying to say.
Okay.
I actually, when I said reviews, I was reading comments that I seen on on Facebook, not actual publications or print.
I got it.
But it's still gratifying.
Well,
right?
over our 40 plus years, we've been reviewed every which way, good, bad, indifferent, So I keep a scrapbook, and I'm always on the lookout for that stuff.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I think the reviews have gotten a lot better over the last 30 some years, you know. I mean, there was an initial period where people didn't know what to make of us back in our local Syracuse area, and then they kind of got the point of what we were all about, and you know, then it's been like, wow, these guys are like, you know, the proto punks or whatever they were calling us that year. Mm-hmm. You know, so yeah, it's been kind of cool to, you know, and having one of our songs from that era become what's called a killed by death classic. You know, I don't know how many people are familiar with that whole phenomenon, but you know, when us and all the other DIY do-it-yourself recorders and such were putting out 45s in the late 70s, early 80s, then, you know, the prices of some of these original pressings, you know, just got you know, skyrocketed out, you know, just ridiculous prices for a 45 that we only pressed like 500 copies, if that. So they started making albums and you know, just putting the songs, bootlegging our 45s, if you will, and that was like a whole nother phase that you know, cemented our underground cult status, if you will, with those folks, and yeah, that was kind of nice in the 90s, the Killed by Death revival that we had, and that actually got us a few releases over in Italy on this record label out of Rome, Italy, called Rave Up Records, and yeah, quite a few other people we know from Syracuse ended up on that label also, which was kind of interesting. So, but yeah, it's been you know, twists and turns, you know, various phases going on with us over the years, and yeah, that was one of the more interesting ones, out of the blue, Killed by Death, you know.
Nice.
Teenage lifestyle.
Very cool. How do you guys approach songwriting? What is your creative process like?
Well, as Elliot partly alluded to, Elliot writes the music and then will send me a few lines. Is this a good general concept? Can we get some mileage out of this angle, whatever? Maybe he'll send me the chorus, and then I'll just build and build on the verse. You know, so long as he sends me some rough chords and some ideas. With the internet, it's very easy to do communication between us, and it's been a good collaborative effort for quite some time now, and it's great. You know, it's great when it comes together. You know, if you can get if you can get a good basic idea to a song, we're your guys. We'll build on it for you. But you know, it starts with a good idea, a good angle, a good idea. We tend to write about our high school days. As I look back on some of these, even though we're in our 60s, we still draw inspiration from you know, boy meets girl and the trials and tribulations, trying to get through high school and the frustrations, and you know, trying to meet girls and talk to girls and all that high school, you know, adolescent stuff. That's one of our big themes. Thank God we got a few others. That's a big one. That just, I don't know, it just comes out. Even though we're older now, I think people are always interested in, you know, relationships and, you know, day-to-day, the ups and downs of dating and the whole deal there. I don't know. That's one of the things we talk about a lot.
Yeah, stories. We like to have a story going on with the songs if possible. So that was, you kind of interesting about Time Is Mine because, we had to kind of interpret what Sonny's backstory to that song was. And, he definitely gave us his input on what was going on with that song. We did a video for that song, and definitely took a lot of his suggestions when we were shooting the raw footage, and then having Dennis turn it into a video. So yeah, that's always kind of interesting, is coming up with videos for the songs also. And trying to, get a story going in the video that might work with, the song itself. So
yeah, let's talk about the videos. You have two that I've noticed up on YouTube, Time Is Mine and Skateboard Girl. Now, do you guys come up with the concepts for the videos, or do you have a team that does that?
Yeah, we definitely, Skateboard Girl was Dennis mostly coming up with that. He found a whole bunch of stock footage that he was able to cobble together and make, like a thematic exposition on skateboard girls. Basically, there's a lot of footage of girls skateboarding, so he was able to put together a video that way. And then we did the video, at least the raw footage for Time Is Mine. And, we did some shots in front of the green screen, as well as some on location shots, and basically said, "Here, Dennis, here's our footage. Now, see what you can do with it." And he basically, I guess we do have a team. If it's basically Dennis, the label head, being more attuned to social media and video editing. That's something you're always learning new things, because there's always new things coming out in those particular realms, which is kind of fascinating. He'd be doing some of his video editing on his phone and transferring it to his computer, and there's open source video editing tools now. So again, a lot of this stuff that used to be, you'd have to have expensive software and hardware to do, has definitely, come within the grasp and reach of, just about anybody out there who's got some kind of, technical orientation. So that's kind of in our favor as well. So
I'd say in particular on Time Is Mine, the background effects, that's all Dennis. And as I've had people tell me, that's a huge part of that video, and he did a great job, and he did that all on his own. We just shot the stock footage there. So he's done a great job on both videos, and he's very good at that. He deserves a lot of credit.
It's funny you mention that, because one of my earliest ventures back in late or early 80s, I had a song called Shopping Bag, that basically I thought, well, we could put it out as a 45, but it seems like this new thing called MTV, there's a show called Basement Tapes, and maybe I'm better off taking the money that I would have put into putting out a 45 and putting a video together. So I kind of produced it, and I had a fellow, Ken Flash Burns or whatever his name was, be the videographer, and came up with a storyboard and a shooting order. And unfortunately Jack wasn't able to make the session, but we got some of our other members of the Penetrators, alumni, if you will, into the video. And, we sent that to MTV, and we got a nice letter back. We've considered this, but we're going to go with some other candidates. But we ended up putting that out, as a track on the Kings of Basement Rock album, and also as the Great Lost Penetrators 45 on Windy and Records. With all sorts of cute inserts, like the copy of the letter we got from MTV was inserted inside the 45.
Cool.
So yeah, we've been doing videos actually for over 30, 40 years also, just mostly it's definitely become a lot more accessible now. You don't have to have like the big fancy video camera and all the tape and all that's involved. It's definitely, these phones these days, it's amazing what you can do. Just it's great that the technology has become more affordable and more accessible to just about anybody who has an interest in using it.
Exactly. So, let's talk about MTV for a minute. Even though it's pretty much gone, it's mostly reality television, stuff like that. Do you believe that shooting music videos is, still important today as a marketing tool, even though there's no MTV?
I think so. I mean, my son, basically keeps a track of all the pop music that's going on these days. There's a lot of trends that are going on, and yeah, I see a lot of videos are still being made. I don't want to get into the whole thing about where rock is going, because there's been a lot of other types of musics that have been coming out lately that seem to be, some people are saying the nails are being, put into the lid of the coffin of rock and roll. I hope that's not true, but, we're definitely, trying to keep rock and roll going here as much as possible. But, some of the things I've learned from, the way they do things in pop music, just from observing it kind of tangentially as my son is into it. There's featuring guest artists is a big thing, and collaborations with other artists. In fact, there's one band in Syracuse that's doing quite a bit of that in the power pop realm. Mm-hmm. So, it's interesting that, and I think we might be looking at a collaboration, with somebody in the near future. I don't want to go into too much details because I'm still sorting out the details, but, that featuring blah, blah, blah,
Okay.
That's a big thing nowadays.
Yeah, it sure is. Now, you guys have played many shows over the years. Can you talk about some of the good experiences that you've had? Some of the bands you've played with, some of the people you've shared the stage with?
You want to do that one, Jack? Like the Chicago Blackout in 2003?
We've been on the same bill with the Spits, the Hard Feelings, Alicia Trout, my memory is bad. We've
the Spits especially, yeah. We seem to always run into the Spits on our shows.
Right. Well, there was a big band in D.C. that went on. A couple big bands in D.C. that went on right before us. Paint Fumes was one of them. Mm-hmm. And Eliot, do you remember those
guys
older guys?
The guys from Akron,
The guys from Akron, right.
They were definitely well known in their own regard. I just can't remember the name offhand, but it was nice to
here in the area. We been on bills with a band called the Flash Cubes, Jim, I bet you've heard of the Flash Cubes.
Yes.
Power Pop. I've did some recording with Paul Armstrong of the Flash Cubes, and when I lived in Mass, I would see him once in a while, so we're friends. Another girl who came out of the Central New York area, her name was Megan Voss, and she went on to do the Antoinettes and the
Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts. And, the Masters of Reality. Jim,
There you go.
familiar with that?
Mm-hmm. Chris
Koss and the Masters of Reality, they were on Epic Records.
Nice.
They're from the area. We opened shows for Mark Doyle and Joe Whiting.
And
boy.
the Flash Cubes.
Flash Cubes.
145, which was kind of a subsidiary band.
Well, sometimes you show up and there's five bands out there. I'm lucky if I can remember what we did the next day there. But we played with a fella named Chad Houts in Kalamazoo. I bet you know him too, don't you?
I've heard of him, yeah.
He's up in Kalamazoo. We played with his band. They backed us up. They were so well prepared. They were so great. John Schooley of the Hard Feelings. Mostly the punk. For the most part, the punk crowd of the punk rock people who stuck it out and still are playing and stuff.
What about venues? What are some of the big venues you've played? You ever play CBGB's?
No, we didn't. But we played the Subterranean in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
We played the Montserrat House in Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
We've played a few of these bigger places, yes.
Nice.
I wish we had played CBGB's.
We were offered that at one point. I think there was at least one band that was saying, hey, we can take you guys down to CBGB's with us.
Yeah.
And I think at the time we thought we wanted to concentrate on upstate New York as opposed to,
the city.
I mean, yeah, going all the way to New York City from upstate,
A couple near misses that kind of stick in my craw to this day, to be honest with you. As I said, for a couple years, this would be like 10 years ago, I was doing my own little band and playing the Central New York area, and I was offered to play in Vegas.
Wow,
with the Blasters would also be on the bill, to be honest.
Cool.
And we were also offered SXSW in Austin, that fest. And I was so excited. And I talked to the band, and two guys were so excited to go. And I had two other guys who I guess I hadn't vetted them sufficiently, but they basically had other responsibilities and they could not leave town.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. But if I ever, put together another band, that will be like my first question. Can you travel a little bit? Jeez.
Yeah.
But those two I still remember.
Nice. Now, what are your plans for the coming year?
Oh, Elliot, what are our plans for this year?
Well, yeah, I definitely finish up the CD. We've got like 6 tracks in the can. We're going to finish up another 3 tomorrow. Probably work on another 3, and that'll be 12 tracks for a CD. And there's talk of release of more tracks, through the usual radio indie channels, if you will. And just keep doing what we're doing, and into the new year definitely, and hope to have that CD out. I was thinking it would be great to call the CD Skateboard Girl, but just because it would make for a good graphic on the front. If you're familiar with the previous CD we put out, Legacy, we had a fellow do a very an homage to Big Daddy Roth there. So I was thinking the cover of the CD that would come out would, have a similar kind of motif, and you could put the two CDs next to each other. And there's Jack and me in a hot rod car, looking one way, and there's the skateboard girl over here on the other CD, looking back over at us. Just some thoughts for possible future CDs, but yeah, we may end up calling it something else. But definitely continue recording and get that CD out there in the next 6 months to a year.
Nice.
So
I remember when I was attending Syracuse University, they have an area called the Quad, an outdoor area. And for me, I remember my classmates, the girls attending SU were not riding skateboards, but they were jogging or they were walking, whatever. And, the guys would sit on the steps as they walked by and try to get their attention and try to get a wave or say hi or something. And I remember some of the guys were just so much bolder and successful than I, at least. And, that's kind of the vibe of Skateboard Girl a little bit, just being in a crowd and, some guys getting more attention than other guys. And, if one of those guys was successful, you'd kind of look, now there is a man. He is a man. He knows how to do this stuff. So it just brings back all those kind of memories there. I'm happy, happy with how all the tunes turned out. Speaking, I guess to add a little to what Elliot was saying, we're preparing some new songs for Dennis Tuning on Code 213 Records. And he certainly is a factor of which songs are going to be released and how he plans to do videos for them and how he plans to present them to the people who run all these different charts. So Dennis is going to have a hand in the next few months of material. He's got a good ear for what's commercial, and he's a good guy. He works hard. He's got several bands. I know one of his other bands is called Key of Caustic out of Boston. But he's got some others, and he'll have some input on what we do also.
Very cool. Now, when you guys aren't writing and recording music, what do you like to do for fun?
Well, I know that I actually work as an engineer when I'm not, involved with music. So that's kind of, the thing that I'm, I use music as the fun release for when I'm, not working, if you will. So
no hobbies?
Well, yeah, music is one of my hobbies. Bicycling and exercising, that's a hobby, I guess. Computers seems to have become, a major part of that. Again, because I'm involved with it from a work perspective, but also for pursuing it for recreational aspects. Just what can we do with some of these things that are coming out. I keep hoping I can get more involved with video editing and such. In fact, I went to one of Friana's events last Sunday, and I taped it with my camera, my phone, my Android phone. I basically just set up with a tripod and recorded it, and I keep hoping that some of those videos. She's kind of gone from 3-minute songs to 5 to 10 minute intensive trance meditation songs, and it's a little different. But that's kind of something I've been doing in my spare time, just kind of exploring different modalities of music, if you will, besides the usual garage rock and soul and such. So,
cool.
But
something I've been doing the past 3 or 4 years. My fiance, whom I live with, kind of got on me about the chaotic nature of my CD and record collection, which was literally. I hate to admit it, but literally all over the house and in a chaotic fashion. I hate to even say it, because they're all precious to me, all these records and everything. But I do some listening downstairs and then go upstairs, and it's just there were so many of them. It got a little overwhelming. So I have organized them, and I have sold a certain portion of them, and I'm at the point where, as far as what I regularly listen to, and it's all very well organized, and for me that has enriched. I am enjoying it much more now. Everything's organized by band and group and style.
Nice.
And just flip from one to the next without, jeepers, where the heck is that sucker? And I listen to a lot of music now. I like to read. I like to read biographies mostly, I guess. And I enjoy watching sports. I love football season.
Nice.
Take a little walk outside, work in the yard a little bit. That's what I'm doing here at age 67.
Oh, those are good things. Now, do you guys have a website that you like to promote?
Oh yeah. We had a website for at least the last 20 years or so. It's www.fredrecords, all one word, .com. Fred, F-R-E-D, records.com. And, it's got a wiki that we, have on our own. We've tried to make that wiki officially part of the Wikipedia, but, we keep getting, told that some of the documentation isn't quite what it should be. So, but yeah, you can still Google the Penetrators wiki, and it'll show up because it's on our website. Besides, and actually, there's some other websites that collect attempts at wikis that aren't on the actual Wikipedia, and you can find it there also. So yeah, that's we have an eBay store, Fred Records eBay store, where you can get just about most of the vinyl that we've put out over the years, 45 CDs, albums. So yeah, there's all that's available still, and I have a halfway decent inventory. So, and I love to give the buy one get one free deals to
nice.
whoever is interested. So I believe in, turning customer satisfaction into customer delight, if you will.
Oh, that's a good thing. Now, you guys are on Bandcamp as well, right? If someone wants to buy your music digitally, right?
Oh, yeah, we're definitely on Bandcamp. One of our labels, Slovenly Records, has us on Bandcamp, and we're also on Audius.com or org or what have you. I think, it's Audius.co //spike_penetrator. You can get all sorts of tracks there, if you will. I definitely promote that website on Facebook. If you want to be one of our Facebook friends, we're always open to that, and that seems to be where we get a lot of our feedback on how things are going. The reaction and connections that we make. A lot of that's through Facebook. I know a lot of people are into Instagram. We haven't really got too much into Instagram or Twitter, but that's always a possibility for the future. So there's definitely we definitely have a presence in the social media out there. So and the
I don't know about
available.
you, Jim, but Facebook just invaluable for networking and keeping up with the news and your friends and your musical contacts. So convenient, so easy.
Right.
I think it's certainly been part of our success for sure. It's a great service.
It's great marketing tool. Now, is there anything you guys would like to mention that we didn't talk about today?
I'll let Elliot go first, and I'll think.
Well, I mean, other than the fact that more tracks are coming, in the next 6 months to a year, hopefully a CD. That's been the goal. We hope to have vinyl out there also, but seems like vinyl is such a back-ordered, supply chain limited item these days that we definitely wanted to put out some of these CDs recently, like the Legacy CD of 2017. We were hoping to do a vinyl release of that also, but that just that's kind of going by the wayside, and it's not as practical, if you will, as just putting out CDs and tracks on the social media, if you will. So that's kind of been our approach, sticking with CDs and digital formats.
Yeah, Jim, I think you covered things pretty good. I can't think of anything else, at least at the moment here. You're doing a great job with your show, and I was glad you had my buddy Mr. Moss on there, and
yeah, he's great.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
He's a real
I've
good
gotten
guy.
to know him the past few months, I might be doing a song with him next year, so he's a good guy, and he's the one who set this up with you, so
Yes,
we
he
all
did.
have better thanks.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow, this is news to me. I didn't know you had something like this arranged. Is that
he set it up, Elliot. Yeah, and Jim followed up on it. It's great.
So Rob Moss featuring Jack Penetrator of the Penetrators.
Well,
Nice.
if you follow Rob, he's for quite some time he'll do an album, and his albums are loaded. Every track has got guests.
Yep.
Okay, all sorts of guests doing all sorts of things on the whole album, and the guests are from all over the place.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool. It sounds like you get some good results.
Yes.
So I said, the other day, he said, maybe next year. I thought, well, sure, what the heck. But he gets some good, it's amazing how many different people he works with and gets some good sound out of it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Guys, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today and sharing your stories and your great music with me. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Well, thank you
our
so much
pleasure
for having us
also.
on.
Definitely.
Very nice of you.
Definitely.
And thanks again. And Elliot, you have anything you want to add?
No, I think this has been great. And yeah, definitely looking forward to hearing how it turns out, the podcast, and sending the link to all the various fans out there who've been asking.
Well, we look forward to that, and we'll do our best to get the word out and get you some more listeners.
I appreciate it, guys, and I'm looking forward to that new album when it comes out in the coming year. And what do you say you guys stay in touch with me, and we'll have you back on soon?
For sure.
That would be fantastic. We appreciate it.
Awesome.
Great.
All right, well, you guys have a great afternoon and a great holiday season when it comes up, and let's stay in touch, all right?
We will do that.
Definitely. Thanks a lot, Jim. You be well. Take care.
All right, you take care, too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. Yep.
All right.
As I hang down at the local park, things get interesting as it starts to get dark. I suck down my beer and my burger and fries. Hit cam on my iPhone, 'cause soon she'll arrive. Skateboard girl, she's got all the moves. Skateboard girl, she has all the grooves. In her skateboard world, with all the moves. In her skateboard world, she knows all the grooves. Blonde hair with a ponytail with tight fit and blues. She's sad to tease, but she's got all the moves. She always shows up alone, must be by choice. As I stare and call out for some attention, I'm not the only voice. Skateboard girl, she's got all the moves. Skateboard girl, she has all the grooves. In her skateboard world, with all the moves. In her skateboard world, she knows all the grooves. All the guys covet her, all in the same way. Something about that skateboard takes your breath away. If she was just jogging, she'd still get some looks. But up on that skateboard, we all got to look. Skateboard girl, she's got all the moves. Skateboard girl, she has all the grooves. In her skateboard world, with all the moves. In her skateboard world, she knows all the grooves.